This episode is brought to you by all of our patrons. To become a patron, head over to patreon.com/makeusbetter. This week's executive producers are Nick from Next Level Games, Joel Brooks, James Johnson, Sheldon Benedict, and Glocko Schaefer. Also, a big thank you to our newest patron, Spencer Stapleton.
Welcome to episode 10 of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my best friend in all the land, Toby Thornton. What is up, Toby?
What is up, Bobby? I'm wearing some new headphones.
Are you? That's good. You know what? It's a wonderful thing that you have. Do you have the same things I have? Wait a minute, we're twins.
Little Sony ones, yeah.
Yeah, we're twins now. So I didn't even tell you this, and I don't know if you saw my Twitter post a second ago.
Yeah.
We're actually live.
We're live?
We're live.
This is news to me, Bobby.
Exactly. I just wanted to throw you off your game a little bit.
Oh my god, Bobby.
I decided the last minute, I'm like, you know what? Let's just go with a live show. You know what I mean? We haven't done a live show in a very long time. And I looked at the thing and I was like, it's episode 10. There's no better time than to go live. It's episode
Bobby,
10.
I'm very nervous right now.
Don't be nervous. It's fine. Josh Stapleton's in the chat. He said, I don't know how long I'll be in the live stream chat as I'm trying to get the baby back to sleep. But I wanted to say hi to Toby since we are generally on the opposite time schedules. So that's nice of Josh. Josh is a good guy.
Dude, hello, Josh.
Nintendo Talk, Patrick from Nintendo Talk, said early work day. I finally get to catch you guys live. This is a little different show, Patrick. This isn't like If We Ran Nintendo. It's a totally different podcast that I do. And then Blazing Gamer says hello. I don't even know who's going to show up, who's not going to show up. But I just figured, you know what, let me just do it, and who cares? Because I have a feeling at some point you and I are going to wind up going live. So I figured, let me just start to practice. Let's just get it going.
Yeah, we're in the paddling pool right now.
Yeah. We're just trying. We're trying to still make our way through all this treacherous stuff that's
couple of grown men in the kiddie pool.
This is true. This is true. Let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our geek outs.
Geek outs.
Toby, what are you geeking out about today?
I'm geeking out about August, Bobby. This is a good month for games.
August? What's so good about August for games?
Well, there's 3 games I'm looking forward to this month. Number 1 is Sonic Mania.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. Keep going.
Dude, it's going to be so good.
Stop. Would you stop the
madness?
What is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you?
Bobby, this is the best version of Sonic. Like, people love 2D Sonic. That, you know, forget 3D Sonic for a minute. Pretend 3D Sonic never happened. 2D Sonic is so good.
That's like saying, imagine that the Holocaust didn't happen. Let's just act like it never took place. Like, the worst thing in the history of mankind. Let's just act like it didn't exist just because, before that, Germany was an okay country. You know what I mean? Like, what? No, stop, dude. Stop. No. Get the...
Oh. Man,
okay,
that's
ahead.
a bit extreme. It's going to be good. Anyway.
Did I just compare Sonic to the Holocaust?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, my bad. I apologize.
On live as well.
I know.
Can't cut that out.
That's okay. I can cut it out in post. I think it never happened.
Also, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Now, I know I told you I was
told
very...
me you don't want nothing to do with this game. Now, all of a sudden, you've, flip-flopped?
I've had a change of heart about it.
See what happens when you have the potential of becoming a father? You start to flip-flop on things.
Yeah. I saw, a gameplay segment, a video where they were driving around the Jeep and stuff, and I just, I had flashbacks of Uncharted 4 and how much I loved that game, especially in the more open environments. Okay. So I want to experience that again.
Blazing Gamer just said, Sonic Mania? Pff, big deal. What about the new Holocaust game?
That's funny. It's a 3D Holocaust game. And also the new Rabbids game.
Yeah, that one I'm excited for that one. I really can't wait for that one. That one's going to be pretty awesome. I'm pretty hyped up about it. I'm trying to think. Well, I know what I'm hyped up about. I know what I'm geeking out about. I was able to secure a pre-order of the Metroid 3DS console.
Oh, man, that is such a sexy looking console.
It is nice, man. It is so pretty. So pretty. And
what a shock as well. They've actually put Metroid on one of their consoles. Like, not only is there a game, there's hardware themed around Metroid. I can't believe that.
And the funny thing is I'm sending this straight to Todd Oxtra and Frank Clark, because when I posted in the in our Facebook group the one day, like the excitement for the thing coming, they were like, "Oh, you're never going to get it. You're never going to get it." Let me tell you what, Toby. Let me tell you how I got it. It came up for pre-order at GameStop, right? Online. And I was like, I don't want to buy it through GameStop because I don't want to have to pay it in full online. I'm not going to do it. So I text Miguel. I said, Miguel, can you do me a favor? He goes, what's that? I said, this is the next day, mind you. Completely next day. I said, Miguel, can you do me a favor? He goes, what's that? I said, can you call GameStop? Because he's got people that he's friends with over there. I said, can you call them?
Yeah, he's got contacts.
He got contacts all over the place. I said, can you call them and see if I have to pay this thing in full if I do in-store, or can I just put a deposit down? So he texted me back a few minutes later. He's like, no, you just got to put a minimum of $5. Put $5 down, they'll give it to you. I'm like, oh, perfect. So I come home from work that night, and I'm like, I don't feel like going to GameStop. Whatever. So I come home, I tell Tony, I'm like, I'm thinking about getting it. This is Thursday. This is Wednesday night. And mind you, now it's been up a full day, right? Full day. Nothing, right? Not still up for pre-order. Can still grab it. So then I'm like, the next day, I'm like, I want to say to Tony, I tell her, and I go, you know what? If it's up tomorrow, if it's still up for pre-order tomorrow, then it's meant to be. I'll get it. Thursday comes, I don't feel like going to GameStop. I'm not gonna go to GameStop. I'm like, no, I'm not. Whatever. I'm not gonna order this thing then. I guess I'm just not gonna get it. Yeah. So Tony on Friday has to go shopping, right, for birthday presents for somebody, and she's going with her mom. So she's like, do you mind? She's like, I don't really feel like coming home afterwards. Do you mind if I like stay at my mom's house? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. She's like, man, I wish you would let me stay like another day because I have to go to a party on Saturday and it would just be easier. I'm like, you can stay at your mom's for the weekend. I said, but you got to do me a favor. So she's like, what's that? I go, when you go to the mall today, go to GameStop and pre-order me the 3DS. Yeah. And I was like, I have credit on my GameStop rewards card or whatever. I said, just throw it on there or whatever. So she texts me and she's like, oh, they won't let me add it because I don't have the actual card here or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So she's like, but I pre-ordered it anyway for you. And I was like, wow, dude, what was it, 4 days later, and I still was able to pre-order it. Like, everybody talked trash and like blowing out the doors. You're not going to get it. Nintendo ain't going to do enough. And it's like, look, I don't know, man. It's not the case every single time.
Yeah, but do you think the reason why is because the 3DS is winding down and people are more hyped to get a Switch? Like, anyone that bought a 3DS has probably already got one. Like, I don't think there's that many new people that haven't got at least one 3DS.
Oh, I'm sure that's the case. I'm sure that it's partly because of the hype is starting to die for the 3DS.
Yeah.
But dude, you know I've always been a collector, and I guarantee you that me getting this is going to drive Sean Capri crazy.
Oh yeah,
because he collects them too, and because of the baby and he wants to get another Switch. You know, he's like, oh, I don't really have the expendable cash, and I'm probably still going to buy a 2DS. So I wanted to do this real quick. I'm under embargo, which means I can't put a score on anything, but I'm allowed to talk about it. I was told I was allowed to talk about it. Chicken Wiggle.
This is another game that I should have had on my August list.
Yes, you should have. Yeah. Let me tell you what, Toby. You definitely should have. So it comes out Thursday. It's $14.99, right? Dude. Yeah. I'm in love. I am in love. I beat it yesterday morning.
Yeah. Is it short?
It's not. It's 8 worlds. It's 8 worlds, and then it goes. There's 6 worlds within the worlds. So you got like
Right.
1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. Then you go to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then at the end of 8, you do a boss battle. You know,
Yeah.
and so good. First off, look, we already know Jules just does the pixel art he does is amazing. Like, it's so good, really. That's number 1. Number 2, it's really he's just solid with his platformers. And you know, I said this to him yesterday. I said because I messaged him on Skype, and I was like, I just want to let you know, I really enjoyed the game. I really thought the game was good, and I said I would go as far as to say, like, if Mutant Mudds is the Super Mario of your series of your franchises, I said this is Yoshi. I said, and what I mean by that, and I just left it at that for him. But what I meant by that was this: it's not as difficult, like. It's not as difficult as a Mario game, right? Yoshi's not as difficult as a Mario game. But if you go after all the extras, it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you don't have to get all the extras to beat the game. But he's got like the letter fun. It's circles with the letter FUN hidden throughout the levels. So you got to go get those. And then they have the little I don't want to say coins, but they're little things. There's 100 of them. Tokens, I guess you would say, or medals. They're very similar to what was in Mutant Mudds. You got to get 100 of those, and dude, and the creator mode. Nintendo should have called Jules when they wanted to do Mario Maker. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it there, dude. It so good, man, so good. So you're gonna be excited. I think.
Yeah.
I think you need to get this game. I think you're gonna love it. And I can't. My review comes out Thursday. I'll put an actual score on it and talk more about it. But man, it just so much love. So much
interesting.
Love.
It's I can't wait.
Yeah. I think you're gonna like it. What else, dude? My Switch yesterday went crazy. So I was.
What do you mean,
dude? I was streaming yesterday, right? If you get a chance, go back and watch my stream from yesterday.
Yeah.
I was playing Salmon Run on Splatoon, right? And I come out of it, and I was like, because it really was. I thought people would join me, but it's hard to stream in the middle of the day. Not that many people were showing up, and I was like, whatever. I'm just doing this for fun. Nobody's here. No big deal. So I'm like, all right, let me go back and play single player. You know, I'm gonna go play Turf Wars. So I'm running through downtown, and it starts like flickering, and I'm like,
yeah.
the hell's going on? I'm thinking like something's happening in the town square, like an event or something's happening. I'm like, it's weird, right? Like, I'm like, okay, maybe it's just me. And all of a sudden, it's like a haze goes over my screen, like a rainbow haze. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then all of a sudden, dude, it like stops, and then I start running again, and it starts flickering, and then boom, the haze shows up again. I'm like, what the hell? So I go into the lobby, right? And all of a sudden, dude, it just starts like flickering. Like you can see some of the assets, and then around it, it's flickering. So I go into the friends list, and you know how like, I don't know, you never played Splatoon. So when you go into the friends list, it's got like the icons of all your friends, right, that are playing, and then it'll say like, joinable under them or not.
Yeah.
I could see all the names, but the black around it was like flickering, all these rainbow colors and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? And all of a sudden, I like got staticky on the whole. Then the whole screen disappeared. Then it got and I'm like, so
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. My first.
Is this a digital version or
it's a digital version? Digital version of the cart of the game.
Weird.
And then, so then, right? I'm like, well, maybe it's because of my connection to the computer. Maybe there's something wrong. So I pick it up out of the dock. It's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And the console was really hot. So I'm not, because whenever I put it in dock mode, it is kind of hot. And I started to get nervous. I started to think like, oh my God, is something wrong here? Like, is this thing about to blow up on me? So I cut the stream short. And I was like, guys, I really want to continue this, but I can't. I'm afraid I'm going to shut it down for a couple hours and then see what happens. And it was fine after that. I went back and I played last night with Joseph Moran. Poly Games, and had no problems at all. Jumped in, started playing.
Yeah.
It was wonderful, man. It was so much
Dodgy.
fun.
It must have been like you say, some heat problem.
Yeah, but dude, it scared the hell out of me. I thought,
Yeah.
because then I started to think like, man, am I going to send it to Nintendo? Am I going to lose all my memory? Like,
Well, actually, let's give me an idea for the next segment.
Okay.
If you do your one first.
Okay, there we go. Perfect. So here's the first topic. Just for those that are new to this show, the way we work this is, we go, and we do a Nintendo topic. I bring the Nintendo topic. Toby brings the PlayStation topic, and then we just discuss the topics at hand. So we're going to start with me, Nintendo topic first. How long before Switch 2? If they announce it, what changes do you hope come with Switch 2? So I'll kick it to you first. Let's start the part one of the question. How long? How long before you see a Switch 2?
You know what? I think it's to do with sales numbers. Most of the time, a console revision happens when they've sold enough and the parts become cheaper and they can make a slim version that's even cheaper. So I think it probably won't be until maybe 15, 20 million have been sold, maybe more than that.
Till the end of the year is what you're saying. Okay.
Well, no, end of the year. Oh, yeah, at this rate, it could be.
Dude, at this rate, they're flying off the shelves, man.
But yeah, like I reckon maybe in a year, end of year 2, end of year 3, they'll get a revision.
Okay. Me personally, I have said this numerous times. I feel like we're going to get like the Apple updates, where they will update the tablet portion. They'll sell 3 SKUs. I think they're going to move 3 SKUs. So one SKU would be strictly the tablet for us that already own it.
Yeah.
Second SKU would be a full package of the second tablet. And then the third SKU would be a cheaper version of the original tablet and stuff. So that's what I really think they're going to do. I think that moving forward, that's the way it'll be. And then when Switch 3 comes, it'll be similar. Maybe Switch 1 gets discontinued, or they sell it for an even cheaper price. But I think they'll probably just discontinue it.
I think that would be good if they could manage like people's, make sure people don't get too confused about what version means what. So.
But I think as long as we're talking about Nintendo here. So as long as they don't come out with the new Super Ultra Switch and they actually label them with numbers and they inform everybody of what's actually happening. Apple does it, Samsung does it with cell phones. Like, it's a no-brainer. But they need to come out and they need to explain, like, this is what we're doing. We're taking their model. This is the way it's going to be moving forward. And I don't think there'll be any confusion with it. As long as they handle it properly. They're not good with handling things properly like that, but we'll see how it happens. And it all comes in the naming, too. But for me personally, I think that's the way it's going to go. I think the first iteration happens at the 2-year mark. So I don't think it happens this year. Well, and when I say 2-year mark, I mean of March. So we're about 6 months out from now, right?
Right.
The Switch has been out for about 6 months. So I think come March 3rd, that'll be year 1, and then another year from that, then we'll start to get these updates and these iterations.
Did you see, I saw Greg Caldwell shared an article. I didn't read the article, but the headline was, the company that manufactures the screens for the Switch is in financial trouble.
I did hear that.
It'd be interesting if, with a revision, if they change the type of screen, maybe a different manufacturer or something.
Well, I think what they're going to do is, that's possible. That's very possible. But I also think, because I think they'll upgrade the screen. Okay, so before we get into that, let's jump into, but yeah, I did read that. I didn't read the article. I saw the same thing. Who knows? Knowing Nintendo, they might actually just be like, look, we really need these screens. We're just gonna we're just gonna like buy part of your company, or just buy the company out, or something like.
Maybe.
Who knows? I mean, they bought it to DNA. You know what I mean? Like this. Nintendo's known to do stuff like that. Okay, so changes. What we'll do is you go, I go, you go, I go, and we'll just back and forth, like some different things you would want. So, what's one thing that you would really want from this?
So a more convenient docking solution with a charge port at the top.
Okay.
So, we've all seen these third party ones where it's like a kickstand and you just sort of lay it back. But like you were saying, with your consoles overheating, like a lot of people have experienced this with their Switches, and if they had one that wasn't so closed in, and they had one with maybe more room to breathe, or a built-in fan or something like that, that might be a bit better than what we've currently got.
So we had a similar thing with on If We Ran Nintendo a while back, and I was like, what I would like to see is 2 charging ports. So the one that's underneath, like we have now, and then one on the back in the top. So this way, when I do have it in kickstand mode, I can just plug it in that way. But that's whatever. But I think that, like, because the dock, I'm sorry, I'm looking over at my dock like you can see it. But my dock, everybody's dock is plastic, right? There's no motor in it. There's no nothing in it.
Very cheap.
Yeah, I would like to see them as the future goes, and I feel like this is maybe something that doesn't even have to be wait for a Switch 2. I would like to see them upgrade the dock, maybe offer like a dock Pro or something like that has like fans built into it, just a stronger thing altogether. Gary Graves in the house. What is up, Gary? How you doing?
Hey, Gary.
Okay, so so my first thing? My first thing would be on a Switch 2. I would like to see the screen go 1080.
Yeah.
I would love to see them upgrade that screen, go from a 720 to a 1080. Although, I'll be honest with you, when I play on that 720, can't really tell that it's 720. Like, you play Splatoon 2 on that, I would dare to say that my screen playing Splatoon 2, I feel like it's an even better look than my 4K TV. Like, it is impressive, that little screen.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. 4K TVs, when you put a 1080p game on there, a lot of the time it shows up more imperfections.
Yes.
We've been playing a couple of games around Mike's, and he's got a big 4K TV, and you see a lot more of the jaggies. They're like so much more visible than a normal 1080p. So.
Barry Dunn in the house. What is up, Barry? Gary Gray said that he would like to see integrated voice chat into the console.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I didn't have that.
I was thinking that definitely. I would like them to. I'll be honest with you. I would like to see them do one of two things. I would either like to see them get their crap together and actually put it in themselves, or I would like to see them go to a third-party company like a Discord and be like, "Can you come on board and run our voice chat system?" Through. Whatever it would be.
The control, if there was built in, like the controllers, like the Joy-Con grip and the Pro would have to have a port for the headphones.
That's absolutely yeah. You would need a headphone set, definitely. To go off of Patrick from Nintendo Talk said, "Do you guys think Nintendo will release another dock design?" And that's kind of what we were saying, like.
Yeah.
If they did a dock design, do you see them going the way the dock currently is? Or would you see them doing like the ones that are coming out, the third-party ones, where it's just basically a drop-in and nothing around it?
Yeah, it would definitely be... I see it being more like leaning at a 45-degree angle, so it takes up less height and nothing at the front, so nothing could scratch the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd mean the screen would get a bit dustier, but live with it, deal with it.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, what's another thing that you would want?
I would like better Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are great. Like, there's a lot of technology in them, but there are some things that I wish they would change about it. So number one would be a proper D-pad on the left Joy-Con.
Yes.
Like, you'd have to have an option to have a Joy-Con with a proper D-pad. Also, larger sticks, or at least sticks with more movement to them, because the Joy-Con sticks don't have as much leeway as a Pro controller. And also, the way that they connect to the Switch itself, I feel like when you're playing in handheld mode, the HD rumble is awful when it's attached to the console, because a lot of the time you can hear like a rattle, like it shakes, it vibrates. Vibrates against the console, and it's like, dude, it's not good. Like, it's not a good implementation of that. So,
I've talked about this in the past. I want Joy-Con Pro. I want to call them Joy-Con Pros, and I want the sticks. I basically want the Joy-Cons to be everything that's on a Pro controller. So I want the D-pad, like you said, and I want the sticks to be true, Pro Controller sticks.
What about larger buttons as well?
That I can get away with. I don't have to have the larger buttons. I know there's not a lot of real estate on the JoyCons. The button size doesn't really bother me at all. But I would prefer a true D-pad and bigger sticks to be able to play and use. Yeah. If they're going to go that way and they're going to go, hey, here's the Joy-Con Pro, and it's basically, and they went with bigger buttons, I'd be fine with that. But I don't have to have those. It's not like when I played Zelda or anything like that using the Joy-Cons, it bothered me. I would like it to almost be the same size so it doesn't, because they fit, when you play detached with two, they do fit kind of perfect.
Yeah, they do. I feel good.
Fly from the inside, he says, if Nintendo makes a new dock, it better have a built-in Ether port. That's something. That's a great call, man. That is a phenomenal call. Absolutely, there needs to be an Ethernet port. Right now, it's an adapter. You have to buy an adapter for it. I was talking to Lee Navarro from Nerd Overdrive podcast Friday night, and we were doing Nintendo Talk Live, and I said to him, after we went off the air, I was talking to him about my Mac, because I'm having some streaming issues. And he's very good. He's very tech savvy. We started going through, and it streams, but there's like a little frame drop. Like it's just a quick hiccup, and it just continues the whole time the stream's going. Can't figure out how to get around it. It's driving me up the wall. We determined it's probably because the capture card it's the HD60. He's saying the HD60S supports 3.0 USB. He feels like it's the move over. So we started talking. I was like, well, at first I thought it was because my computer's not hardwired into my router or anything. And I was like, but I don't have an Ethernet port. And he goes, yeah, Max. He goes, it's like Nintendo, dude. Apple is just like Nintendo. Like they just do what they want to do. Oh, we're gonna put out a new phone. We're not gonna give you a headphone jack. You're just gonna have to now go this way. It's like it's crazy. Patrick from Nintendo Talk, he says, with a D-pad though, how would it work if they turn it to the side for 2-player? See, that's where I feel like if you sell it as a Joy-Con Pro and you say like this is just for people that enjoy the Pro controller, you're not gonna get the ability to turn it to the side. I feel like the people that would buy it for that would here's an example. For me personally, if I bought something like that, I'm not turning my controller to the side anyway. I've never, since I bought it, played it with on the side. So I think that like you're selling it to a niche market. Yeah. So obviously,
the thing is, like, have you ever touched a D-pad with your right thumb?
No.
Like, do you really know what that feels like? That might work okay.
It might work okay, yeah. But I just feel like, because here's the thing, like, there's games like Shovel Knight, right? That I play with, I have to have a D-pad when I play. Can't not have a D-pad. And I feel like it's like, oh, this disconnect just feels weird. I don't know, and I know it's all mental, man. It's completely, I know it's 110% mental. And I'm a little mental. So it bothers me. It drives me. I didn't need you to agree with me, Toby. Seriously. Okay, this is the thing that I would love to be in a Switch 2. Backwards compatible to the 3DS. Meaning, I would like them to put an additional cartridge slot in there so that way I could pop in 3DS cartridges and play games like Metroid, like Animal Crossing, like all these different 3DS games that I have physical games of.
Yeah.
Like these two babies right here. Like, it would be awesome to be able to, like, just pop them in today and I'm going to play these games. I would
Playing them on your TV.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, man. It would be awesome. Yeah. Well, because you know what brought that up was when I thought about it, I said, if you think about it, every single iteration of Nintendo, right, there's an ability to play it on the TV. So the original Game Boy had a Game Boy adapter. Like, it went to the Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
With the GameCube, had that little tray that the GameCube sat on top, and you could put your Game Boy.
Yeah.
They never did that with the DS. So this would be the opportunity to be like, okay, this is going to kind of, and ultimately, I feel like it would extend the life a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of the 3DS, you might get people
the only problem is not every game would work because some games rely on the touchpad, and
That's
if your
true. That's true.
Switch is docked, then you can't do anything with that.
And in those cases, I would probably say like you can only play them in handheld mode, like Severed. Severed right now came out, and you can only play that game in handheld mode. The other thing that I would say is, if you did it right, the easiest way to fix this, because sometimes you have dual screens. What I would do is just make if you hit the minus button, it flipped to the bottom screen. So if it was a map, you just hit it, it drops down. You hit it again, it pops up. Don't do that split screen stupid stuff. I don't need that. Make it a full screen. I don't need all that extra stuff. But why do you think... Okay, so Civilization. What's up, Civilization? He said, why do you think they didn't choose to have backwards compatibility to the Wii U for the Switch? I think it's very simple, and that basically boils down as they didn't want disc. They wanted to get obvious. I mean, you look at the size of the thing. You can't put a CD-ROM in there. So they
would have to have some sort of thing with the dock that you could put a disc in the dock.
Yeah.
But then you might as well just say like that's a Wii U, like because you'd have to have a whole thing just for Wii U games. It's not like because it's so different being in cartridges.
Plus, I think the other thing is it also allows them to sell deluxe versions of the games, so it gives them another chance to sell games again.
It's a brave move, really.
It really is. It really
leaving
is.
Wii U behind,
and let's
just
be
bringing
honest,
over choice games.
Let's be honest. There's only 13 million of us that actually followed the Wii U, so. But I honestly think it has to do with the disc. It's 100% the disc, and that's what it boils down to. They were switching to cartridge-based, and in order to do that, it had to stop. So here you go. Gary Gray says, I'd make the Wii U Pro Controller compatible to the Switch. I agree, and here's why. Because, dude, the Pro Controllers for the Switch are $80. Dude, there's no reason why that Wii U Pro Controller can't work. And that Wii U Pro Controller is really nice, man. It's I love to look at.
It is nice.
I love the Switch Pro Controller. Right?
Yeah, like the Pro Controller has surpassed it.
But the thing of it is this: there's a lot of people that had the Wii U Pro Controllers. I have 3 of them here. So if I could go like, hey, I can sync this up and it works, it'd be amazing. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, people really want that GameCube controller adapter to work as well, don't they? So.
Oh yeah. Well, this is going to work. The Hari Fight Pad. I bought this because I'm going to buy Pokken Tournament when it comes out. Well, I already pre-ordered Pokken Tournament. So
that is such a weird controller, man.
Dude, this controller, Toby. Let me tell you what. People fight with me all the time about it. I feel like it feels so comfortable. It's probably one of the better feeling controllers in my hand. Really, oh my god, it really is. It looks weird as hell. It really does. But when you actually hold it, it is so comfortable, man.
Have you seen a company has kickstarted and successfully kickstarted a new Nintendo 64 controller that looks like a proper controller. It's just got 2 handles. It's got all the buttons. It's got a nice like solid stick on it.
Really?
Yeah, and it's compatible with old N64s. Like, it actually works on old hardware. So, amazing.
Why? Is there a huge calling for N64
controllers? Because old N64 controllers are so bad now. They very rarely can you find one that's in any decent condition.
That's
the
true,
the sticks get loose and they get all grit in them and stuff. And
let's see what else we have here. Patrick from Nintendo Talk just said, I don't really think Nintendo cares about backwards compatibility. Switch looks like it will be around for a while. I agree with that. I think they just made a bold step.
They care, but they can make money with Virtual Console as their backwards compatibility.
Well, getting into that, Patrick just said, now, does Nintendo hate money? Where is Virtual Console? I don't think they don't hate money. It's coming in 2018.
I think something happened internally that they had a major revision of their plans.
Absolutely. Because the original plan was we're going to give you 1 game a month. It's going to have some multiplayer stuff online, and then we're going to take it away at the end of the month. And I think they heard the people scream, and they were like, okay, let's fix this. Our boy Barry Dunn from Nintendo Impact Gaming said, what if they released the Switch dock with disk drive in the front piece and still able to dock it? I don't know if that works, Barry. I think that's just you're asking for too many components, too many working stuff. Let's get the Switch working properly.
Yeah,
first.
that's gonna like bump the price up as well.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. That's the other thing because here's the thing. This is the other big thing. When you do backwards compatibility, you have to have two systems. The Wii U had a Wii U and a Wii built into it.
Yeah.
The Wii had a GameCube and a Wii built into it. It just costs extra money. So if you can eliminate that, that's eliminating some cost that you could put into other things. Just makes sense. One last thing from Fly from the Inside. One of the main reasons no disc is because making cartridge versions of certain Wii U games keeps us without game droughts on the Switch. That's absolutely true. They can sit there and do these deluxe versions and keep the ball rolling. And they can, they can resell games. And they can, because I think that, like, when you look at deluxe versions, the main thing is if they're going to do these things, if there's flaws with them, please fix them. I'm looking at you, Lego City. Like, seriously? Like, if you can't fix load times, don't give me a new version of it. Just put that on PS4 and Xbox One and move along. I don't care. Your game was, that load time stuff is hot trash. So, is there anything else that you would change on it?
I would give a slight boost to its raw power, just a little bit, because you can't go too much because it's going to get too expensive. But if it's, in a couple of years' time, you're going to want a little bit more power just to keep up, because it's not going to be too long before a PS5's out, and when that happens, they're not going to be able to port games to Switch anymore unless the Switch gets a little bump in power.
Yeah, I think they got to put some. Okay, so let's look at this. If they go the way that I'm talking, right, where you're gonna get a tablet, then you're gonna get a tablet, Joy-Con dock, all that stuff, and then you're gonna get an old version. The way I would like to see it is this: $300 again, just for the tablet. That's all you would pay is $300 for the tablet, and they could put some real meat into it and do something. $400 for the tablet, Joy-Cons, all that stuff. And then $200 for Switch 1. I think that would be fair across the board.
Yeah.
So with that being said, though, if I'm paying $300 just for the tablet section of it, then it should be. I would want some more power. I don't want a little bit. I want them to really bump it up, man. I'm willing to give you $300 every couple of years. Then I want true power performance behind this thing. Like, put some ass into this thing. Like, let it go. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Put some ass into it. That's lovely.
The only other thing I would like to see is I would like to see some internal memory, a bump in the internal memory.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I've not run into any issues with that yet because I'm only downloading indie games.
I have a 128 gig in mine, so I haven't had any problem. But I did buy Splatoon, but that's nothing. I think it's like 5 gigs top. As opposed to GTA that's like 50 gigs. Like, it's nuts.
More than that. GTA is like 65 gigs.
Yeah, it's
like
ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's insane. I would probably like to see a second kickstand put on it for more stability. Or
just a chunkier one that's a bit better,
Maybe put it in the middle. So it just lays up a little better. That one side always makes me nervous. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so let's jump into your topic, Toby. What do you have?
All right, so my topic
this is when the entire chat leaves because now we're jumping into PlayStation. This is when they go, "Oh, we don't care about PlayStation."
No, this isn't exclusive to PlayStation.
I know it's not. I know it's not. Good.
But so the new Middle-earth Shadow of War game, it was announced the other day that they've got microtransactions in it, and these you can basically buy in-game sort of currency to spend on upgrades for your orc army. And not only is it cosmetic stuff, but you can buy like experience for your army, so they get better and better equipment and stuff, and just better overall. And so you can spend your real money to get ahead in that game. And they also announced the other day that they've got a multiplayer thing. And this multiplayer thing is basically you can attack other people's armies with your army. So people are wondering, they're quite concerned, and rightly so, that you're going to be able to pay for a really strong army and go and attack somebody else's army. And there's 2 different modes, right? In one mode, you can have permadeath on your orcs. So if somebody has a really strong army that they bought and they go in and they wipe all your stuff out, then they've got an unfair advantage over you. Because normally in multiplayer games that have microtransactions, you can spend money, but it's cosmetic only. But in this game, it's not. So, and you know, this is becoming a worrying thing because more and more games are having these microtransaction things like pushed into the game where 10 years ago or even 5 years ago you wouldn't have seen it so much. And I feel like it's affecting the core design of the game. Like the publishers are pushing this on the designers, and designers are having to come up with solutions for gameplay around these microtransactions. And I think that's quite worrying.
I think I think it's a real simple answer, and it's us. It boils down to us. If we reject this version, if we don't buy the microtransactions, it goes away. But look they do it in GTA. You know what I mean? Like, they do it all across the board. Like, all these games do it now. And it's like, the answer is simple. If people stop buying this stuff, it goes away. But it's there because
people aren't going to stop buying it. Because it's human nature.
Yeah.
People want to take shortcuts. So if they've got expendable income, they're going to do that.
So that's the thing. Like, Civilization just says, you can get all those things you just talked about, though, without the microtransactions. Yeah,
you can earn it with in-game money, but... You're gonna spend a week grinding up your army, and you've got this stuff, and then some rich guy can come along with a more powerful army that he's just paid for and wipe you out, and that's your progress.
So I look at it like this, right? And I'm gonna make the comparison. So Toby drops insane amount of time into GTA 5, right? You, Drummy, P, all the guys, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to play with Toby, this dude has cars that are insane. He's got weapons that are insane. Like, he's got the top of the line of everything. But, same token, he dropped so much time into getting all that stuff. Yeah. So when he sees someone come in and just buy stuff up, he gets so pissed. Because he's like, dude, I just spent all my time getting this. And this guy just came in and dropped it. And not only that, it's negatively affecting the gameplay of GTA Online, because there's things that you do, like there's missions that you can only do if you can afford to buy in, like make an investment. And the people that don't have the money to just buy the in-game cash, that stuff's locked behind this artificial wall. It's like artificially too high. You have to spend too much time playing the game to be able to play a new mode. Justin Masson just said, "Welcome to real life, Toby."
Yeah, it's real life, and it's awful. Real life is awful.
I really want to own a golf course one day, but I just can't save my money to buy it. Damn you, Donald Trump! Just going in and buying a building.
Yeah. I mean, games used to be made for the gameplay. People used to make it just to make the game great to play. Yeah. And now games are all about microtransactions. How much money can we squeeze out of people in this game? What pre-order incentives can we do? What characters can we lock behind a wall of money?
Well, Nintendo just did the same thing where people are pissed off about locking, and it got defined a little bit. Yeah. At first, it was defined as the hard mode got locked behind the Metroid amiibo that is coming out. But now, actually, what it is there's a new... It's a mode that's locked behind it, and you get to unlock the fusion suit as well. Which, again, if I go through and I play this thing to completion, you're telling me that, I have to go try to find this amiibo, and then it's going to unlock different things, and it's I get it, but it's kind of crappy. Maybe I can't find, and that's where I have the issues.
That's a physical microtransaction.
Yeah, it's a physical microtransaction. But the problem is Nintendo has a supply issue, and if you can't get these things into people's hands, and they want to really use it and utilize it, that's just crappy in my mind. I just feel like this is nuts. Here you go, So Gary just said guns are locked in Rabbids unless you pre-order from Ubisoft Direct, and that's
I hate it. That's bad.
That's bad. That is bad because it's man, I really want that gun, but I have to buy it from Ubisoft.
Yeah.
No, I've never been the type of person. There's only one time ever in the time of me playing games that they actually got me to go pre-order something because of the pre-order bonus. And that was for Batman Arkham City. And I went and pre-ordered it from GameStop only because you could get a special outfit. You get a special costume from The Dark Knight Returns. And I love that story and stuff.
So
and I
that
wanted
costume,
yeah.
There's no other way to get that costume ever.
There wasn't.
You
you
can't just buy it.
Later they found a way. But it was like a year later, 2 years later.
Yeah.
And there was also other costumes. Like I actually went to the store and I bought a Monster Energy drink. I don't even drink them. I bought it just so I can get the code off of it, so I can then go get the Batman Beyond suit. And then, but the ones that were like exclusive to the stores, you could only get them from the stores. So you had to pick. Yeah. Like one was an Adam West outfit, but you could only get that from like Amazon or from Best Buy or something. It was like just nuts. You know what I mean? Patrick says, I'm fine with DLC, but microtransactions are killing games for me. That's why I can't get into mobile games. And that's the way I feel too. Like when you play the like Clash of Clans and all that stuff, like I'm not paying you all this money. Like just charge me. What you want to charge me, just charge me. You want to charge me, $70 for the game? That's fine.
Yeah, games like even Candy Crush used to officially ramp up difficulty. They would make it virtually impossible to beat some levels until you bought a power up.
Yeah.
And after a while, they'll put the difficulty down. If you lose like 10, 20 times in a row, then all of a sudden the next time you just beat it very easily. And I don't believe that's just luck. I believe that design is built into the game to encourage people to pay for stuff.
Yeah, Justin Madsen said, I hate when game companies partner with other companies, example, Monster Doritos. I agree. Yeah. That annoys me so bad. Civilization said, but Bobby, this Amiibo Fusion Suit deal seems fair to me. Okay, so you can play the game on normal mode, then again on hard mode, and then again with the Fusion Suit. But the Fusion Suit is, my understanding, it comes with another difficulty setting.
Yeah.
That's behind it. But even so, like, if you want to do the transaction, like, okay, so if you wanted it to be the Amiibo thing, I wouldn't necessarily have I do have a problem with it. And here's my problem with it. It's $30 for those Amiibo. So I'm already buying your game for $40. You want me to pay another $30 to do stuff like that? Should be in the game. One of the Amiibo is like a sound test. Like, why can't I just do the sound test through the game? Like, it's stupid. Yeah. Like, there's things that Nintendo is... Where I'm having issue with Nintendo is Nintendo gets it right a lot of the times with their DLC, and then it's just like they don't get it right with their DLC. And this, to me, my issue with this is I'm curious to see how available these Metroid Amiibo are. Because if they're difficult to get, if they're like some of the Breath of the Wild or some of the 30th anniversary for Zelda, then I have a problem with it. If I'm a parent, and I'm not, you know what I mean? But if I'm just an average person and my kid goes to school and then comes home and says, Mom, I really want this, this fusion suit from Metroid. You got to take me to the store and buy an Amiibo. And she's like, begrudgingly, she's already pissed that she has to do it. And then she goes and she turns around, she goes to the store and she can't find it. That's where I have the problem.
Yeah.
If Amiibo were readily available for everybody to just walk in the store and pick them up off the shelf, I'd be okay with it. This just makes it a little difficult. And Justin Masson said Nintendo has such mixed messages with Amiibo. Add value and what it adds. And it's true. It's true. I don't. And what surprised me about the one with the Mordor game is that's Monolith, and that because they do like all the Xenoblade games, right?
That's a different studio.
Is it really?
There's Monolith, and then there's Monolith Soft.
That's so stupid. Is it the same company though? Just different studios?
No, just totally different studios.
Okay, I disregard. Yeah. Take that back. Screw you, Monolith Studios, whoever you are. Nah, I thought it was the same studio. I really did.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of screwed up. Like, they work with Nintendo. Why would they do that? Nintendo doesn't do that typically, but okay, then I take that back. I digress. Okay, so we got a few minutes left here. Let's do hot off the presses. At this point, I bring 3 Nintendo topics or 3 Nintendo news stories. Toby brings 3 Sony news stories. He picks the Nintendo story he wants to hear. I pick the Sony story that I want to hear. I'll go first. So I got my first story is Nintendo being sued over JoyCons, Infinite Mini Golf removed from the North American eShop, and Sonic Mania PC delayed.
Sonic, wait. No, we won't do so. Let's do the juicy story here. Let's do sued over Joy-Cons.
Okay, so earlier this week, a couple days ago, Gamevoice launched in California a lawsuit against Nintendo, copyright patent infringements. They're saying that Nintendo stole the concept of the Joy-Cons and the whole setup of the Switch off of them. To me, it looks more like a cash grab. So there's a couple of different devices they do. One, it basically, you take your cell phone, right? And it's these controllers that slip onto the sides of the phone.
Yeah.
Right? That, to me, that looks a lot like what the Switch is. Except for the difference is it slides on, it's not actually locks in or anything like that.
Yeah.
Then the other one is for tablets. So it's a little bigger. And that one is shaped like the letter U. It's and you slide your tablet in, and then it becomes a controller.
Yeah.
Both of them, my issue is this. You have this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, companies come out with this stuff, and it's just the way it is. I don't feel like this is a copyright infringement because it doesn't really... What their stuff does is nothing like what the Switch is. The Switch is an entire console. It's an entire thing. It's a whole product. It's a tablet that also acts as all this stuff, all this additional stuff. I can't take their product and take my phone and set my phone there and play detached. It doesn't work. It's got to be hooked in.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things with it that I feel like are not the same.
Yeah.
So it looks... The one looks similar, right? But the other one looks nothing like. And I believe that the one they have the issue is the tablet one, because that's the bigger one.
Yeah.
But it's not... and they're asking Nintendo to basically give them money as well, stop selling the Switch right away. I think ultimately what they're looking at is it's a cash grab. It's a way of saying, like, they're looking for Nintendo to go, well, we're not going to sell it. Look at Gamevoice. Let me give you some advice. Don't be stupid. You're going against Nintendo. They're not going to settle out of court. They're going to take you to court. They're going to fight this all the way.
Yeah, Nintendo do that. Like you read about these things with Nintendo a lot, and their lawyers get on it, and they work on it for years. Like, there was a thing about the Wii remotes once. Some guy was like...
The Wii remotes and the disc drive in the Wii. Panasonic sued Nintendo, and it was 8 years before it even settled.
Yeah.
And then even the 3DS, if you remember, not too long ago, I think it was 2 years ago, the company that designed the 3DS, the 3D slider and all that stuff, they were suing Nintendo for some... And it took them years. Dude, please. Pack a lunch, baby. It's going to be a long time before you see any money, and they're not going to stop making this. And the thing that bothers me is this, and I did a Nintendo talk on it this week, and I said, the thing that bothers me the most is this. You waited 6 months after launch to file this lawsuit, right? 6 months before launch, they did a reveal. Or approximately 6 months. They did a reveal. At that moment, you didn't know that this thing was it wasn't like it was a hidden gem. It was all over the internet. It exploded all over the internet.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me in that time you never turned around and was like, hey, we should stop them from making this thing. We should sue. No, you waited till it sold like gangbusters, made a boatload of money, and then you go, oh, now we're going to sue. I just feel like complete cash grab. It's a joke.
Yeah.
So
I think it's sad, isn't it? Because it seems so obvious that it's a cash grab, and the way that they're saying, "Oh, we want you to just take it off the shelf, stop selling it, and give us loads of money and damages," and it's just upsets me. Human nature, the sort of people that would do something like that. It's just dumb. I don't know.
Dumb. Okay, Toby, read me your 3 news stories, and we'll pick a Sony one to talk about.
All right, so we got No Man's Sky patch adds multiplayer. Uncharted Monopoly, and you'll win prizes for watching others open loot boxes in the new Call of Duty.
Wait. You'll win prizes?
Yes.
By watching people opening loot boxes?
Yes.
And what was the first story again?
No Man's Sky patch adds multiplayer.
Gary Gray, you have a good day, man. We love you too. Wow. Part of me feels like Alan Paxton is listening right now. Whenever he's going to listen, he's screaming like, I want to hear about the All right, let's go with No Man's Sky.
All right, so Hello Games has released the patch notes for No Man's Sky Update 1.3, and there's a couple of surprises. So they're calling this new multiplayer Joint Exploration. And essentially, you'll be able to see other active players up to 16 at a time as floating orbs.
Do what? That's the multiplayer?
It's a very basic implementation of multiplayer, but Hello Games does say, while interaction with others is currently very limited, this is an important first step into the world of synchronous co-op in No Man's Sky. Dude. So you can expect the studio to expand on this furthermore in the future. What's more, proximity-based voice chat will be available when exploring with your new spherical friends.
What the hell? Dude, this game insane. Just gets worse.
Yeah. Give up.
Yes.
Hello Games, just go home.
Just stop.
You can't fix your awful game.
No, like, it's like, holy crap, man. It was supposed to be like the second coming of Christ.
Yeah.
And they completely, like...
And bless them for trying, you know, but
oh my God.
They're trying to make good on their promises, but I think they should just wipe the slate clean. Concentrate on making a new game that is actually good.
Patrick just said, No Man's Sky is PlayStation's Amiibo Festival.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Oh my God. He nailed it. Dude, it is, oh my God, dude. Thank God I didn't buy that game. Thank God I did not get caught up in the hype that it's Alan Paxton and buy that trash game. I would be so disappointed right now.
You know, and if you're going to add multiplayer, do it properly. Don't do it, you can see orbs, and then you might be able to talk to an orb, but you can't see what it's actually doing. It's just floating around. Like, that's not multiplayer.
Man. Yeah. And you know, these guys... This chat is... As Barry Dunn said, Festival is miles better. Oh, my God. Dude, it's like... And you know the funny thing is there was a moment there where Alan was starting to get to me. And, like, make me waver a little bit. And I'm thinking, man, this... Because people started to say, like, it was Minecraft. It was like a Minecraft in the open world setting. And I was like, dude, I like this. Like, if I can go and get this stuff... Thank God I didn't listen and get sucked in, because I would be like ready to kill somebody. Like, Patrick is asking if Toby ever played No Man's Sky. No, Toby didn't.
No.
Toby was smart enough from the beginning to be like, Toby was like, nobody wants this game. He's like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
And Alan used to get so mad because he was like, this is when we had the GEEK cast, and Alan would get so mad because he was all hyped about it, and Toby was just like, how I am with Sonic, that's how Toby was with this game.
Well, the thing is, like, every time they brought it out on stage, I was like, okay, so it's an open universe, but where's the gameplay? There's no game here. It's just floating around, seeing weird creatures that don't even look like creatures. They got legs on their ears, they got ears on their butt, like... They're all pink and stripy, and
my curiosity is like, what's Greg Miller think now? Because he was like pounding that hype train so hard, man. Like, he was the conductor of it, and like I would, and Colin was just like us, like, whatever. Dude, what are you talking about? Like, it's not that good. But Greg just ate it up and pushed and pushed and pushed, and it was like all these PlayStation guys were so rabid for it, and then it comes out and it's like, yeah, this is bad. This is so bad. I don't know.
Can you believe the amount of stage time that game got? Like, the amount of marketing. And it was a bad game. Like, what was Sony thinking? Were they not worried every time they saw it? We're like, okay.
So bad. All right, let's... We're a little over an hour, but let's jump into the rewind real quick. So... This is basically where Toby and I bring a classic game and we discuss it and shed a little light on it. So this game, my game is, Super Metroid. And the reason why I brought Super Metroid was because of the fact of, I bought this Metroid 3DS, and I kind of, I wanted to explain my love for Metroid. So when I originally, my love for Super Metroid spawned partly off of the original Metroid. And I remember playing the original Metroid and just getting nowhere with it and just struggling forever. I would go into this world not having a clue what was going on. But something always drew me back, and something always just pushed me further and further and further to fall in love with this game. And then one day I got a strategy guide for the original Metroid, and I was like, oh my god, I actually see what this is now. And I pushed forward, and I beat the game. So then when the Super Nintendo hits, after a short period of time, Super Metroid comes out, and I'm like, I want this, absolutely. But what I loved about that game was they remembered the original. They took it and they took it to the next level. Like, there's a section where you go through, and it's the original game, and it's like you're going through and like you see the destruction and all the stuff that you did the first time, and it just took the beauty of the Super Nintendo was it just took all those games that you really loved on the original and just pumped up the graphics just enough to make you go, man, this is really awesome. You know what I mean? Like this is, and Super Metroid it just looks beautiful. Now at this point in the game, it gets a little dated. You know what I mean? Like when you look at what Nintendo's done with future iterations like Zero Mission and Fusion, some of the moves you can do in the newer stuff, it'd be nice if they go back and remake or redo Super Metroid and add some of those moves to it. Because if you're playing those games and try to go back, it makes it very difficult to go back. But yeah,
I don't know. I think Super Metroid does have a lot of cool moves, like the spin jump and the.
But that's in all of them. That's in all of them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that I don't like the moves it has got are very satisfying and they work well for the design of the game. Like, I don't think it needs.
I think the one that really is not there that I wish was there is the ledge grab. So on the newer games, like if you try, if you're just out of reach and she'll grab the ledge and hang.
Yeah, I suppose
and then you can roll up in.
That's like a quality of life thing that could be.
Well, yeah, that's something that can get put in. Like I feel like that type of stuff is kind of cool. And then the other thing is like, they do the map upgrades. But then they also do, like, weapon upgrades. And what I mean by that is, like, you can actually go into these terminals and hook in, and it re-ups all your weapons.
Oh, yeah,
and
like refill sections.
Yeah, your refill sections and stuff. Like, there's stuff like that would be kind of cool. And there's more save states in there throughout the different areas that you go into, which makes it a little better because Metroid's tough, man. Metroid's really tough. But otherwise, so that's mine. What's your game? What's your...
I want to talk about Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2.
No!
Yes!
No!
Every time you freak out when I bring a game. Like, what's going on, Bobby?
This is the second time you've done GTA.
No, it's not. Not Grand Theft Auto 3. It was Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 in London last time. The reason I'm bringing up 3 is because... For me, Grand Theft Auto 3 is the last time, like the last experience that I had in gaming that I thought gaming had changed forever. When I first played this game, and I was 12 years old when this game came out, and you put yourself in the mindset of a 12-year-old boy you shouldn't really be playing this game, but he is.
Boy running around killing hookers.
Yeah, so it's not just hookers. I kill everyone. The old people, like civilians, pedestrians, anyone. And you get a baseball bat and you're running down the street and you run up to someone and you batter them to death. Yeah. And then they're on the floor and you're just whacking them with your baseball bat and their body's switching around and blood spurting out and there's a little pile of cash next to them. It's all very silly. And at that time, I'd never done anything like that. I never had the freedom to just go up and beat someone to death with a baseball bat. And I know that sounds extreme, especially for a 12-year-old kid, but like that was a moment for me and I was like cackling with laughter at this as well. And it was
oh my god,
that was like I felt that games had changed from that point on, and since then I've never had an experience like that. So I just feel that there's moments like when you jump from 2D Mario to 3D Mario. That was a big change.
No, you know what? It was revolutionary in those terms.
Yeah.
It was really cool what they did. I'll tell you a story real quick. So that game comes out, right? And I love that game. You know what I mean? Like I love 3. And so then Vice City comes out. And I buy Vice City. So I'm not playing 3 no more. So I take it to my nephew. My nephew's like 7 or 8 at the time, right?
Yeah.
Has no business playing this game.
Yeah.
Right? But I was like, so I go in there and I give it to him. And my sister-in-law was like, what are you doing? Why are you giving him this game? And I'm like, he likes to drive the cars around, man. Because he really did. He used to like to just get in the cars and drive around town. So my brother's like, you know what? He's right. He does like to drive the cars around. Like, let him do it. It's fine. So she goes by his bedroom one day. He's laughing and giggling. Like, they hear him laughing and giggling so loud. And they can't figure out, like, why is he so excited, right? This is a little 8-year-old kid, man, right? So they go in the bedroom. He's up on the sidewalks running people over.
Yeah.
And they were like, we said no killing. And he goes, you said no shooting. He's like, I'm not shooting nobody. Little 8-year-old kid just turns around and goes, I'm just running
bending the rules.
But he wasn't even like running because they're diving out of the way most of the time.
Yeah,
and he hit a couple of them. You know what I mean? I was like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" So I got yelled at for that. Needless to say. And then they were like, "You don't give him these games no more." I was like, "Okay, we're done. No more." So that is all. Thank you guys for listening to us on iTunes, datespace.com, Google Play, all that good stuff. Checking us out on youtube.com. You can follow the show on Twitter at Ninplay Podcast. You can follow Toby at Toby's_take. You can follow myself at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Ciao.
So stupid.
So stupid.
Who says ciao? Toby says ciao.